Hey, Yosubs here with an exciting new Hearthstone deck, Reno Demon Hunter. It's been a while since I've done anything with Reno Jackson, and I really wanted to do something unique and interesting with him, and I figured one of the best unexplored classes for Reno Jackson is Demon Hunter, since Demon Hunter itself didn't exist when Reno originally existed. The basic idea of this deck is early game aggro-based strategy that can easily pivot into a more control-centric strategy using some of the cards that normally don't really see much play in Demon Hunter but are actually pretty decent in a Reno-based deck. This honestly is a really fun deck to actually play, and I had a 47% win rate across 20 games that I actually played with it. So for the Mulligan guide of the deck, it's a Reno deck, so you're looking for categories of cards instead of just individual cards, but the general rule when it comes to this deck, you're looking for anything that costs 4 or less to keep in your open hand that isn't named Bran Bronzebeard, Zola the Gorgon, or Lady Synthao. Synthao is the one that out of those three is most likely to be useful to keep in your opening hand, but that or 4 or less actually act as a early game removal tool, a early game minion, or a way to draw into more cards. The only other card that is worth mentioning for the Mulligan guide that doesn't fit under this rule is Topple the Idol, mainly because of the fact this can serve as a really good AoE board clear if your opponent is playing a minion based deck. Just follow the rule of looking for anything that is 4 or lower cost that isn't the 3 cards that I named before. With that all being said, let's look at some games. Alrighty, time to play a game against Warrior. This opening hand, besides the Glaive Shark, doesn't actually look that good. I'm going to mulligan Glaive Shark away just because Control Warrior has been more prevalent than aggro, but this hand is a lot worse than it was before. And by aggro, I mean questline. The Fossil Fanatic as a top deck actually isn't a bad top deck, though. Okay, so they aren't questline, which is a good sign for us. We got the Glaive Shark back anyway, so why not? Next turn, we do have the Fossil Fanatic that instantly draws us into a Fel spell, which makes Herald of Chaos online. Topple the Idol is actually pretty good. If this wasn't the matchup, it actually is. Actually, I guess that really depends on how many minions they play. That is actually not that bad of a... Actually, no, that's probably the worst Fel spell we could have gotten there. Especially if we want to trigger it first. They're going to coin a weapon out, I'm assuming, to kill our minion to draw a card. There is our hero card. Probably just going to hero power and then pass the turn back. Okay, there's the Ambassador Phelan. This could get out of hand really, really quickly. Though we do have the Topple the Idol if we really need to. There is something that's actually pretty useful. We can instantly use it, and then we have the Herald of Chaos. Just attack into their minion, go face. Okay, so they're gonna, for their hand with the bottom of their deck, which is gonna be really frightening in a turn or two. We can play down our hero card right now. Get rid of one of their minions, then just probably pass the turn back. Okay. Oh, Felstorm is actually a pretty good top deck. Let's see what we can actually get here. On Colossus minion. That's not the Colossus minion, but it's actually pretty decent. We can use the attack to go into that first, then attack their face. Honestly, in most matchups, the worst one to get is the Forge Fiend, and it is in our hands, so it's nice to see anything that isn't the Forge Fiend. Ah, the Demon Hunter Colossus minion. Okay, they're down to 12. Well, we need something big at the bottom of our deck to clear this out. Bone Glaive's pretty nice. Let's use Topple the Idol, see what we get here. Oh, perfect. The Tainted Heart is pretty nice. And Reno is actually probably the best thing it could be. Sure, it isn't needed in this game so far, but you never know. Having Reno in the hand is always nice. Though if they do have a Mutanus, they could eat it, so maybe putting it at the top of the deck isn't the best idea. Primal Protector to get a 10 cost. Oh, I guess that makes sense. That's actually a pretty cool deck idea, is Elemental Warrior. Chaos Strike is or Chaos Leech or Chaos Strike would have been pretty good. We can just go face here. That's 7 damage. They have 2 HP left. We have basically a full heal, but if they put down enough cards, we might lose from this position. A Forge Fiend is definitely not what they wanted to put down there. We can actually just attack into the Forge Fiend and use Glaive Shark if we really feel like it and win the game. Let's just smack them with a Glaive Shark for victory. Gotta love the order of operations here too. Okay, time for a game against Hunter. Well, Jace is definitely going away. Actually, the rest of these cards could stay. I-Beam might be something that I want to get rid of though. Scorpion actually isn't best either. At least the I-Beam guarantees us the Herald of Chaos. There's the Reno Jackson, which might actually come up here. Okay, Trog, that's going to be a little bit frustrating for our game plan. Well, we can Hero Power and go face, or we could attack into the Trog. Probably should have attacked into the Trog, to be honest. And the Scorpion actually comes back to our hand, so I guess Mulligan it away didn't matter too much. Okay, a bunch of minions that I really want to deal with instantly. We'll kill the 2-1 because why not? And then next turn we can either I-Beam. Actually, I guess I-Beam would be the best bet. Then we have Herald of Chaos for turn. Or I-Beam actually won't do us any good at this point. Okay, so what do we want to do? We can use War Glaives and then attack into the Trog. Then we'll be able to kill it next turn unless they buff it up again. And they do. That's annoying, but it's fine, I guess. Actually, we could still kill it because it has 6 HP. We'll have 3 attack and I-Beam. So we're still fine. I don't like attacking into that with such low HP pool. But we gain at least 1 HP off of that, I guess. And they only have 2 cards in their hand. But we do have the coin and Reno for next turn. Oh, interesting. That was a card that I really wanted to do something with, but I was trying to figure out what class would make the most sense. I was going to do a Demon Hunter questline deck before I decided on this one. I'm going to heal a little bit here, and then we can coin out the Scorpion just to coin it out. Multi-Strike actually is pretty good overall. Just going to stay at low HP. We're at what, 11? They have 11 damage on us, which means we're 2 off of lethal. Probably should have used Reno Jackson just to be safe. They're actually going to kill our minion. Go face with 1 minion, and then I'm assuming pass the turn back to us. Okay, there's the second multi-strike, but we're just going to Reno Jackson here. And then we can kill the 5/4. And now we're in card advantage because we have 6 cards in hand and they have 3. They're going to kill Reno, which is perfectly fine. We just needed the heal. If we had Zola in hand, technically we could grab an additional Reno. I don't actually think that came up any in testing. School Teacher's probably going to be the safe bet here, but Bone Glaive also is pretty decent. Oh, we could use the Puffer Fister to kill the minion and then just have a minion on board. We do have the Lady Synthal for our Predication, or whatever the hell the spell is called. I can't think of its name right now. Okay, so they have no cards in hand. We'll play down the Naga. We can use Multi-Strike, which will attack the minion. Then we can kill the minion, hit face. We're getting really dangerously low again. Then you do that. You're at 14. Don't think anything gets them out of the situation. We're at 3 HP, which is a bit frightening, but we do have the Inquisitor and 1 mana. We can just go face here and win the game. Okay, time to face another Demon Hunter. Okay, all fell spells. That's interesting. Puffer Fist is probably not the best thing in the world. Actually, it depends on what they actually have. Keeping the Fell Barrage and the Multi-Strike is probably the best bet because it's probably aggro. The Glaive Shark is really nice to see for a turn 5 play, though I do kind of wish we had a weapon so we could play it a little bit earlier. Okay, they're just going to hero power and then go for our face. Sigil is actually a pretty good turn 1 play. Just going to play it down, see what we get next turn. This probably will make them think we're playing Big Demon Hunter instead of a weird mashup of Big Demon Hunter and Small Demon Hunter. Okay, they're going to play a minion. We do have the Fel Barrage to instantly deal with it. The Torment Heart is not something I wanted to see this early, but we are going to be able to deal with their minion, pass the turn back. We do have the multi-strike just in case they play another one of those down. Ah, that isn't the same minion, but it is a little bit frustrating. Well, let's put down the poisonous, see what we can get here. Predation is actually probably the best bet there. We do have a cheap Naga that we can instantly rock her if we do decide to keep it. Bell Barrage is going to get rid of our Scorpid. They're going to use Spectral Sight. So I'm assuming there are just probably aggro Demon Hunter at this point. Well, we do have this to put it down. We can use that on the minion, use our hero power, go face. We also could have coined out multi-strike and then did an extra 4 damage to their face, but oh well. If they're aggro Demon Hunter, I'm assuming they don't have that many removal tools. I could be perfectly wrong by stating that, but okay, there's the Dread Prison Glaive. Ah, Drekthar. I'm shocked people are still running him. Okay, so we do have Topple the Idol though. Let's coin, use multi-strike, which will get rid of the Drekthar, and then we can attack once. Probably should have used our hero power, but oh well. We can use the Wave Shark, attack again, use her, go face. Probably should have did that in the opposite order just to protect her face a little bit more, but oh well. I love the artwork on Glaive Shark. It looks so cool. It's just a shame that it doesn't see too much play. Okay, there's the second Battle Sworn. They're going to kill the Glaive Shark, which will give them perfect honorable kill our other minion. We do have Topple the Idol here, but we could be greedy with it, but there's no point. Grabbing the Felstorm is actually really nice for next turn, especially because we do have 1 out of the 4 big demons that we can transform into our hand. Honestly, I really forgot this one was actually in the deck. It probably could be cut for something else that isn't it. But this keeps Felstorm online for a little bit longer. And if there's any Fel-based or spell-based decks that you're running against, it's actually not that bad to have. Alright, so what are we going to get? In this matchup, I'd like the Forge Fiend, to be honest, out of all the possible choices. Great, Forge Fiend. Okay, so we'll just pass the turn back. They'll draw a few cards. Honestly, the nicest thing about this deck, I think, is the fact it doesn't feel like it runs out of steam. Sure, you're not running as much draw power as you probably could, but you can search for a lot of cards that might be at the bottom of your deck that just happen to be there. Okay, so they're going to get the honorable kill on that, so we'll only gain 2 armor off of that. Oh, I guess it was a Bone Glaive and not what I thought it was. And use the Chaos Strike plus our hero card. Kill their minion, go face. They're at 10 HP. And we do have the second Forge Fiend in our hand. We're actually in a really good position compared to them, even if we have less cards in our hand. We do have the Jace to finish them off. They're going to attack into our minion. Kill both minions. They have their hero card. And now we can use the Glaive plus Jace just to do it. See what we actually kill here. Okay, I really kind of wish that would have hit the other target, but oh well. We're going to be 1 off of lethal here. Well, we can kill their minion just to get it off of the board, and then they have to deal with Jace or they just lose here. They have to deal with Jace and heal themselves, actually. Okay, Mankirk isn't what they need. Fury isn't what they need. Need for greed. Wonder what they're searching for. Oh, they're just going to give up. Okay. Okay, time for a game against Mage. This opening hand actually doesn't look the worst in the world. Probably going to mulligan anything that isn't the Herald of Chaos away, as Herald is probably one of the better early game minions to keep. All we need is one fell spell, and mulligan 2 away should have made that a little bit easier to grab one, and we don't even get one off the top deck, so we're just going to hero power and then pass the turn back. Okay, so they're just going to pass the turn. We do have the multi-strike. We could, in theory, just use it to put down the Herald, but I'd rather save it for a little bit later. We do have the Puffer Fist that can actually allow us to do 2 damage to their entire board if it is Mech Mage, but it looks like it's Secret Mage. That's actually kind of a weird twist. We can use multi-strike and then use our hero power, or we could just use the blade and pass the turn back. I'm assuming they don't have any type of weapon removal, but I could be perfectly wrong. Okay, they're going to play a secret. It is Secret Mage, so that isn't a guaranteed ice barrier in theory. We can use our hero power, kill their minion just to kill the minion, or just pass the turn back. I'm assuming that might be counterspell, which is why I didn't go for the multi-strike there. And because we do have one of our big demons out of our deck, we should have a 50-50 shot of making Felstorm into Xylak, or whatever the Demon Hunter Colossus minion is. Okay, so their hero power Secret Mage, that's different. Well, we can use the multi-strike here. It was counterspell, which is a little bit annoying. We probably should have tested it with Chaos Leech first. Well, we can kill both of their minions by putting down the Puffer Fister and then pass the turn. Okay, Heritage Mage. Well, we can put down the Fell Soul, hope we get the Colossus minion, and we do. This is going to be really funny because that's a 6/6, and then we can just kill their minion and then pass the turn back, hoping one of those hits the minion, and it does. And we should just win next turn, depending on if they kill our entire board or not. They do manage to kill most of our board, which is a little bit sad, but we do have the Zola to copy the Colossus minion that we don't actually need to copy. We drew into it. Going to grab the I-Beam because why not? Probably should have put down the Colossus minion, but oh well. Okay, so they're going to kill the minion. That's fine. We should be able to just kill them next turn if they don't have anything to protect their face here. And they don't, so we'll just put down the Colossus minion, attack their face, and win here. Alright, now that we're through the games, let's discuss my final thoughts of the deck. Overall, this deck shocked me. I did not expect it to perform as well as it did, but it actually kind of makes sense once you think about it. It combines the good cards from aggro-based Demon Hunter decks, such as Naga Demon Hunter, with cards that are really good in big Demon Hunter decks, while also solving the big issue Demon Hunter has, which is a way to heal themselves into late game with Reno Jackson. Honestly, this is a really fun deck to play, and I can't recommend this enough if you have all the cards in the deck, because no one's actually going to expect Reno Jackson in a Demon Hunter deck, and it's the best feeling in the world to actually be able to drop a Reno Jackson on someone when they're not expecting it. Like always, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, bye bye.